We at Kerry Mental Health Association believed it was necessary to ask the Leaving Cert students in Kerry directly how they're feeling, what worries them the most, and what do they need to help them through this Covid-19 crisis. Funded by Mental Health Ireland, our survey of over 600 students confirmed what many of us knew already. They are suffering very high levels of stress, anxiety and loneliness. The pandemic has impacted on their mental health, with uncertainty surrounding the final exams and the availability of third-level places having the biggest impact.
So obviously everyone's being challenged at the minute, and whether that's because of isolation or just illness and death around us. But we're expected to do our assignments and treat everything as if it's normal and as if this year is normal when it just isn't. And yeah, I think the whole idea of being faced with a traditional Leaving Cert is kind of ridiculous when nothing else is normal around us.
86% of students felt that Covid-19 had worsened their mental health, with over a third saying that it worsened their mental health significantly. The survey was distributed by the Irish Second Level Students' Union, and the responses were analysed by the Munster Technological University.
I was not at all surprised to find that most of the students are very stressed over not knowing what's happening with their Leaving Cert. They are very stressed, they are lacking sleep, they're not eating properly, they're not exercising properly.
The usual escapes you'd have from normal stresses in life and school, like just simple trainings in the evening or meeting with your friends the weekend, they suddenly just were gone. So for people especially that wouldn't consider their own mental health that often, they might have those problems. Suddenly they found themselves, even myself, in a strange situation of just you a lot more time to think, and a lot more time to realise the things going on in your life that you weren't quite used to.
So what about the Leaving Cert? It's the most stressful period in the lives of teenagers at the best of times.
The uncertainty around the Leaving Cert is definitely a big thing. It's kind of hard to study for an exam that you don't even know if it's going ahead or not. But I suppose we are where we are.
You've good days, you've bad days, you've days where you're sick of the Leaving Cert and you just want to fire the books out the window, but other days you just have to get on with it. I know myself, I think we can't think about the uncontrollables. We have to control what we can't control, and I think that's most important for me.
Despite not being in control, 2/3 of students say they're extremely worried about the Leaving Cert, while the majority say the competition for third-level places is particularly worrying.
One course I'm applying for now would be primary teaching in Mary I in Limerick, and that jumped around 40 points last year. And just thinking then more people are from last year deferring, and then even more applications this year, you can't not guarantee that those points will go up again. So it's just stressing beyond actually doing the Leaving Cert, and even if you do well and still not getting the choice that you really wanted.
I think I only recently kind of realised the fact that it would be so challenging to find places in third level, especially with competition and everything. And I mean, I kind of don't look at the Leaving Cert as the be-all end-all, but it's certainly being presented that way. And it's it's the pressure of the fact that I have to do the Leaving Cert and I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to be doing it, and then I don't even know if I'm going to have a first year of college, whether that's going to be normal or if I'm even going to be able to attend. It's just really, really stressful.
The class of 2021 in Kerry have mostly struggled to stay focused on their schoolwork. That's of course due to the distractions of being confined to home during the lockdowns. They've found it challenging to maintain certain key self-care habits, such as maintaining a routine, getting enough physical activity, or even staying connected with others. A serious concern arising from the research is that half the students don't know where to go for professional help to deal with the mental health crisis.
If I knew somebody struggling with their mental health, I think I would know where to send them. I recently saw that the 50808 text line was introduced, and I think that's a great way. Teenagers struggle to get out their words sometimes, so I think through texting and through the emojis, as I saw, I think that's a really good way to help Leaving Cert students at this time.
This survey confirms that school leadership is important for mental wellness.
What struck me particularly was the fact that there certainly is a need and a call out for help, but yet the simplest of help is required, and that is just simply to be there for people, to be there for these students, to listen to the students. That's all they want, is people to ask, how are you doing? Very simple. No major, nothing biggie. Also, I think the fact was very clear that they're very appreciative of the leadership being shown by the schools. They appreciate it, they're asking for it, and I think that's a role model that should be offered to them.
If you or someone you know is experiencing a personal crisis, is unable to cope and needs support, text HELLO to 50808 Or you may also contact your GP, and if someone's life is in imminent risk, call 112 or 999 for emergency help.